The Supernote A6 is Ratta's answer to the Boy You Like Book Muses, the Onyx Books, Nova Pro, and basically every other 7.8 inch in the market. Their home screen, they don't really have one. It is just a list of documents, but they do have something cool here on the side. It's a slider bar. If you slide down, you get recent document, notes, summary, email, and calendar. Going to documents is this page right here, shows your list of documents. If there's ever too much staining on the screen for your liking, you can use the slider bar once again and swipe from the bottom up. This actually refreshes the entire page and currently is the only device to employ this out of any device on the market. There are some devices that allow you to do refreshes when you're in notes or books or whatever, but you can do this at any point in time. You can swipe the top down for another hidden menu. You have profiles, Wi-Fi, sync, and you have settings. We'll just look at this real quick. You have my account, synchronization, sleep time settings, wake up password lock. You can go ahead and pause the video at any point in time. You can calibrate the stylus, check for Wi-Fi, go through system fonts. There's only a couple right now. Organize how you want your drop down to look. Writing templates, note, mailbox, and document. System, about, for system reboot and auto updates, and statement information, of course. When it comes to the Ratta Supernote, the pen is the most impressive part about it. It uses a stylus like no other, and it's only made for their own, although it does work on almost every other device on the market. It's made out of aluminum, it looks like a regular gel pen, and it uses a plastic nib that doesn't wear down nearly as fast as the graphite nibs. You can even take it apart and look at the little insert, which basically looks like a pen replacement. It says Wacom Japan on it, it's spring-loaded at the back, it has a little coil at the top. It's really, really cool. This thing, I've said in a couple other videos, it does have a lot of muscle memory to it because you're holding a pen kind of like a pen you've always held throughout your whole life, not a cheap little plastic stylus. They've recently come out with Heart of Metal line of styli or styluses that look like this. They're made completely out of metal, they have very high quality, the lapel clip is super high tension, and they look like a pen. If you pull this out of your jacket pocket and you're ready to sign a paper document and nothing came out, people would be like, wow, you sure tricked me, because this thing looks almost exactly like a traditional pen. And that same concept holds true, except this one has a little rubber damper to actually increase writing performance. You can actually remove the insert again if anything goes wrong or you need a replacement or what have you. Supernote has a couple more tricks up their sleeves, again doing something no one else does in the market. You can turn pages perfectly fine, it refreshes, you can change that. If you tap in the center, nothing happens, and that's because everything's located at the top. And look at this, if you double tap in the screen, all that goes away, and any sort of single tap will not bring that back, giving you a completely uninterrupted reading experience. And it is actually very, very nice that they would do that, because then you don't have to have all that bar up top every single time, and you don't always have to need those elements unless you want them. Double tapping brings them back to life. Pressing the double A button up top, you do have some ways to change your experience. You have System, Simsun, and Kaiti text, and you have 7 different ways to change your text, row spacing, and margins, but that's about it for now. There aren't a whole lot of settings to this device when it comes to reading. There's a couple more things up here like table of contents, bookmark, and quick access, which is actually very nice because quick access you can basically do on anything, notes, PDFs, books, and it shows right down here. So I've actually saved this location exactly where I am in the book on my quick access. I can just click that and go right back into it. There is no long pressing on this device, and you may think, wow, they've really shot themselves in the foot. What are they going to do? They have an answer to that. What they allow you to do is actually draw on the EPUB, and yes, this is an EPUB, it is not a PDF. So we can make parentheses around a certain field of text, and what I've effectively done is done a long press. I can then summarize and reference them later, or I can actually make notes on them now and comment. So I can say this is important to chapter 1 to that character. Remember, and that's an exclamation mark and a smiley face or what have you, and then save them and reference all your notes later on. Why they did this is because that's how you would actually make a note on a piece of paper or a document, is with the pen, not with long pressing on the screen. So they did it because it's more natural. PDFs really have no way to change your experience on the Supernote. You can turn pages and you can basically double tap on the screen to bring up the elements at the top, but that's basically it. But it is nice, they still give you that uninterrupted reading experience, and even if you tap once, nothing happens, so that's cool. Bringing up the elements doesn't really do anything, although you can start writing directly on the screen anytime you want. The only other thing you can do is contrast. You can make it super dark or super light, that's about it, but it does run pretty much any PDF. You're buying this for the note-taking experience, and you do get a lot of cool backgrounds. You get about 2 pages of 8, so 16 total. You get mats, small squares, 4 wires, staff. You can make your own sonata. You can write some lists on some lined paper, reading notes, etc. We'll just start with a blank canvas. You have pencil. You have the pen that you can actually do different levels of pressure sensitivity, these nice little lines or thicker lines like that. And you have highlighter, which we're actually going to keep on for a sec because we'll show you can do black, gray, and actually light gray. And unlike a lot of devices like Onyx and a couple other devices, you actually see the colors on the screen. You don't have to wait to export them, and they do have 1, 2, 3 different colors for you to draw with, so that's really cool. Erasing is as easy as just pressing the erase all, or you can press back if you've made a mistake. You can use the isolated eraser as well, isolate some regions and erase like that, or you can use the individual eraser to do some super high detail erasing, which takes advantage of the pressure sensitivity as well. You have different pen sizes, so you can change them like that, right over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I make this box and write box on it, I can actually go to the area selector tool, select my range, move it around, and I can actually stamp it. I don't have to go to another menu and press paste or whatever, and there you go. I've now stamped my creation and I have copied it. Right now, there is no way to change the dimensions, but they're gonna implement that in a future update with maybe some stretches and rotates. And at the top up here, you have minus a page, so delete page, add a page, quick access, screenshot, and you can actually export all the pages or save it and send it to your email via the share icon right there. If you thought we were done with secrets, think again. They have actually implemented personalized clip art. If I draw a star, it doesn't really matter how I draw it, it changes into a perfect star like that. You can do it very small, or you can do it extremely large, or a star in a star, and it still makes it. They're going to add certain things in the future like exclamation marks, question marks, smiley faces, and hearts and whatnot. I hope they will. And for now, you actually get these very nice clip arts that makes the perfect image of what you wanted to draw. So that's really cool. And again, no other e-reader or note-taking device has implemented this thus far. Very important to note that the Supernote doesn't have as many features as other devices, but that's not the point. The point is this: the pens they use and the way you are supposed to write and feel the page. For example, they use a rubber screen protector that goes top to bottom, left to right, corner to corner, and perfectly designed for this pen that when you write on the page, you get some of the best writing experience on any device you could shake a stick at. It is fantastic. You get the perfect amount of torque. You get a perfect amount of stoppage when you're writing. That friction is there like you're actually writing on paper. And the beauty of all of that is that the nib does not wear down nearly as fast as the Sony, the Remarkable, and all the guys that are using the graphite nibs. The Sony and the Remarkable may have some great writing experience, but you don't get the freedom to know that you have to change this all the time. And honestly, the Remarkable gives you anywhere from 10 to 12 replacement nibs, so that's saying something. Yes, it's running Linux. No, you can't install APKs and run apps. And no, it doesn't have as many features as other devices in its class. But that's not the point. Point of this device is note-taking, and it does it the best. They have innovated so much on this device, and they're doing things that no one has even thought of doing, and they're doing it so well. The Supernote is definitely a buy recommendation from Goody Reader. We sell everything under the sun on our Goody Reader store, and we do recommend this device as one of them. These guys came out of nowhere in the past couple years. They don't have a 10-year track record like Onyx and Barnes & Noble and Amazon, but from what we've seen and what they've released, they don't need a track record. For goodyreader.com and a full review on the Ratta Supernote A6 7.8-inch note-taking device, this is Peter. Yes, it's running Linux. No, you can't install APKs and run apps. And no, it doesn't have as many features as other devices in its class. But that's not the point. Point of this device is note-taking, and it does it the best. They have innovated so much on this device, and they're doing things that no one has even thought of doing, and they're doing it so well. The Supernote is definitely a buy recommendation from Goody Reader. We sell everything under the sun on our Goody Reader store, and we do recommend this device as one of them. These guys came out of nowhere in the past couple years. They don't have a 10-year track record like Onyx and Barnes & Noble and Amazon, but from what we've seen and what they've released, they don't need a track record. For goodyreader.com and a full review on the Ratta Supernote A6 7.8-inch note-taking device, this is Peter.